When I was younger, whenever I prayed to God was simply just like blessing the food we're about to eat, or just asking for my mom to not be sick or something like that. But as I grew older, it felt that there wasn't the personal connection, the relationship that we know God to be. God's a relational God, and I didn't really feel that way when I was praying. And so I wanted to incorporate a more tangible way to see God's character through prayer. There's this one show that I binged watched with my family. It's called Sherlock. And one concept that they introduce is called the Mind Palace. And it's a little silly, but the concept of a mind palace is having a space in your mind that corresponds to a real place in the world. For example, I know what my house looks like even if I'm not there. I can imagine where the rooms are, I can imagine which hallways are where and how many steps it takes to get there. And so in the Mind Palace, you basically create a mental picture of what that looks like in your mind, but certain objects correspond to whatever you want to assign them to. So for example, if you want to remember the passcode to your phone, you would assign it to a combination lock in your shed. And whenever you come back to this Mind Palace, this mental place, you will remember your combination lock and you will remember your password in that way. The main catalyst for that is that I wanted to see Jesus not only as God, but also as our friend, our intercessor, our great high priest. And it was hard to see Jesus like that without seeing him as distant as well, and so transcendent above us. I imagined myself in a room with Jesus, just a table and 2 chairs, and just imagined me being able to sit down and talk to him like a friend. This space is set apart for my time with Jesus, to be able to talk to him. And this was inspired by the story of the burning bush in Exodus 3. And God said, "Do not come near. Take your sandals off your feet, for the place on which you are standing is holy ground." And this is here where Moses' naked feet meet God's holy fire. And I wanted to have this reverence and this intention with God when I'm in this place. And so I imagined me taking off my sandals in respect that this is set apart. This room's only purpose is to commune with God. And the result of setting all of this up is just being able to talk about my raw feelings and my raw thoughts with God, as if I'm laying out all my thoughts bare to my best friend. He listens to me, and I just pour everything that's on my mind, all the things that I'm grateful for, all the things that I'm sorrowful over, and he listens to all of it. Almost always Jesus' answer is, "What does my word say?" And then that is when the Holy Spirit puts into my mind the exact verse that I need in order to answer my own question. And that just shows how much the Bible can answer our questions, maybe not in the way that I intend to, but as a reminder to who God is and how he is always faithful to us. An example that many of us can relate to is suffering. And there are these periods where I just want this suffering to end. And so when I'm talking to Jesus, I just want to keep asking him, how long is it going to be that I stay in this? One passage that the Spirit always reminds me of is Habakkuk 1:2-5, and I'll read just 2 and 5. Habakkuk's complaint is that, "O Lord, how long shall I cry for help, and will you not hear, or cry to you violence, and you will not save?" And I just love the Lord's answer in saying that, "Look among the nations and see, wonder and be astounded, for I am doing a work in your days that you would not believe if told." And here the Holy Spirit reminded me of God's providence and sovereignty through all things, and is a reminder that everything that I'm going through, God has control over, and God sees it, and God allows for it to happen for a reason. And here Jesus is comforting me like a friend, reminding me in that circumstance where I'm just going through suffering or stress or whatever it would be, I don't see how going through these things is beneficial to me, but I as a human and as a created being can see so little compared to God. And Jesus reminds us that it's okay to not know everything, It's okay to bring these things up to him, crying out to him and not really knowing what to do, not really knowing what I want to get from Jesus. Do I want him to say something? Do I want him to snap his fingers and make these things disappear? Those answers don't always come the way that I want them to. And maybe even they don't come right away. But God always answers, whether it's yes, no, wait, but it doesn't make me love him any less. It doesn't take away from his glory at all as God. It's comforting knowing that Christ lived the perfect life, lived in every way that we lived, was tempted every way that we were, and yet was with no sin. And so as our intercessor, he understands us and he empathizes with us. And I think that's enough.